Still a gorgeous deep blue, but very glassy. After a tiny spot of rain, we had a decent patch of rain in front of us not long ago. Petered out to nothing by the time we got to it. And now the sea's a beautiful glassy smoothness. One of the many faces of the sea.
Okay, Bob says light winds to Minerva. Saturday, burst of northwest winds, 18 knots with gusts up to 28 knots. Then after that, southeast winds 20 knots. Southeast winds 20 knots. Saturday night, Sunday morning, rain with passing fog. By late Sunday, southeast 20 knots, okay for departure to New Zealand.
By late Sunday.
That's what he says.
Bob is Bob McDevitt, or Met Bob, a Kiwi weather router guy with many years' experience, who provides detailed weather info, updates, predictions and advice. It's a paid service, and Luca receives messages via Garmin inReach once a day in the morning. Each message is restricted to 160 characters and is transmitted via satellite. Luca has unlimited messages though, so it's not really restricted. Luca's friend and his wife, Layla, are also relaying weather predictions and info via the same tech. It's also how we, as crew, can communicate with our loved ones that all is well, and we are still alive and afloat and en route. Wondering what we do all day? Sailors read books. I guess if you don't like to read, maybe don't sign up for an ocean passage. It's a booby. Hello, mate. Apparently the captain's not super keen on him hanging around because they shit all over the place. That wasn't a very good Italian accent, was it? Doing his little balancing act in the wave action there. Having a rest, buddy? Well, we've had very little wind all morning and then quite a bit of wind. Or enough wind, a good amount of wind all afternoon. It was 12 up to 13, 14, 15 knots. However, as you can see, it's not directly on the nose, but for a long time it was, and it's still not at any decent angle for us to come off our course. So we're so close, you can't see that of course, but can't come off our course and utilise the wind. So first time on this trip that we've had an amount of wind that we could definitely use that was in the wrong direction. So there you go, that's the sailing life. End of day 4. It's the 9 PM until midnight watch, and we are just 22.5 nautical miles from Minerva Reefs, which is super exciting. We have been going quite slow to try and make sure we don't arrive in darkness. It's possible but probably very difficult to enter the northerly part of the reef where there's a gap to go in. We don't know what the tides are doing, it's only a half moon, etc. So we're going appropriately slowly enough to try not to arrive in the middle of the night. So yeah, we've got fairly steady winds, roughly 9.5 knots, and we're travelling at about between 4 and 4.5 knots. So we may have to do some manoeuvres when we get there, waiting for first light at 4:30. That's it. And in other exciting news, it is now cold enough for me to go downstairs and get a jacket and quite possibly pants. Super exciting. It's been so hot. I've been hot for more than 2 weeks, so I'm pretty happy about that little development.